And as we cover President Trump today and First Lady Melania Trump visiting on this special Sunday coverage of Navy 250, let's take it live to the event right now that is underway.
England, to the Battle of Lake Erie, the Battle of Manila Bay, the Battle of Midway, to the Battle of Leyte Gulf. From D-Day to the Battle of the Philippine Sea, America's Navy has aided our allies, crushed our enemies, and stood resolute again and again. 226 years from the day the father of the American Navy engaged the might of the British Empire, on September 11, 1992, while still attending a small high school in Lumberton, North Carolina, a young, skinny runt joined the ranks of the world's greatest Navy. Despite his small size, he had big dreams. His name was Jason Redman. I wanted to join the ranks of the U.S. Navy SEALs, and like all of you here, I chose to sacrifice my future to serve our great nation. I would attend ISA school right here in Virginia Beach, and on December 15, 1995, I achieved my dream, and Seaman Apprentice Redman graduated from Navy SEAL Training Buds Class 202. Stop making fun of me, all of you who weren't born, FNGs. I would go on to have an amazing career, 3 deployments to South America. I would be shot at for the first time conducting counter-drug operations in Colombia. We broke into NASA, and I remember surfacing from a 4-hour dive through the mangrove swamps off Cape Canaveral, only to find ourselves surrounded by alligators. I won't lie, I had to wash out my wetsuit after that one. I became a SEAL training instructor and made it to Petty Officer First Class before I was recommended to earn a commission. I would attend Old Dominion University, ROTC, right down the street here. I am sure just like many of you sitting in this audience. While at school, 9/11 happened. I remember watching the towers fall, standing next to my best friend and fellow SEAL, Bobby Ramirez. We looked at each other and acknowledged we are going to war. Bobby and I would get our commissions together, and over the next decade, I would have the honor to serve alongside some of the legends of the 9/11 generation. I mourned as we lost so many teammates on June 28, 2005, when our helicopter was shot down in Afghanistan, and Marcus Luttrell would be the lone survivor. I was honored to have served as an ops officer for the Captain Phillips mission. I mourned once again at the loss of Extortion 17 and served as one of the operations officers and planners for the memorial of our 22 teammates who made the ultimate sacrifice for freedom on that fateful day. And like many of you, I watched with tremendous pride when a fellow SEAL officer I had served with was on the ground in Pakistan on a highly classified mission and made the radio call back to the White House Situation Room. For God and country, Geronimo, 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 signaling the death of the most wanted man in the world, Osama bin Laden. My most impactful mission occurred on September 13, 2007, operating outside of Fallujah, Iraq, in a small rural area known as Al-Karma. We were tasked to go after the #1 leader for Al-Qaeda in the Western Province, and moving to target, we walked into a very well-executed ambush. In the ensuing 40-minute firefight, myself, Luke, and Maddie would be severely wounded. Luke was shot by a machine gun below the knee, almost taking off his leg. Maddie would run forward under heavy machine gun fire, sustaining 3 machine gun rounds before still managing to drag himself and Luke to safety. During the firefight, I was hit twice in the arm with at least 6 more rounds striking my helmet, shooting off one of my night vision goggles, hitting me multiple times in the body armor, and striking my weapon. I was able to keep fighting and directing until another bullet struck me in the face, knocking me out. Caught in the open, while the firefight continued to rage over me, I was pinned down, patiently waiting for my teammates to win the fight and bring in the medevac, all while my life slowly drained out of me and my world faded to black. While unconscious, my team leader, Jay Aliasan, exposed himself to enemy machine gun fire to run forward and get me back to cover, put a tourniquet on my shattered arm, and save my life. He then proceeded to call in multiple extreme danger close fire missions by an Air Force AC-130 gunship. Those missions would end up being the closest air support missions executed in the entire Iraq War. If it was not for my teammates, my team leader, the 4th SOS gunship crew, and the amazing naval doctors, nurses, and corpsmen, I would not be here today to tell this story. Since that fateful night, I've undergone almost 40 reconstructive surgeries. I have had 6 blood transfusions, a tracheotomy that I wore for 7 months and 2 days. I've had 1,500 stitches, 200 staples, 5 plates, 1 titanium orbital floor, 15 screws, 8 pins, 20 skin grafts, 3 bone grafts, 1 calvarium bone graft. I've had my jaw shattered, broken, and rebroken 3 times. I have my jaw wired shut for over 12 weeks, and I lost over 50 pounds. I have spent approximately 190 hours in surgery under anesthesia. Thankfully, my SEAL teammates continue to remind me that I should be super thankful because apparently all the plastic surgery is merely an improvement on how I used to look. While in the hospital, struggling with my devastating wounds, disfigurement, and the possibility that my SEAL career was over, I made a choice. I could continue to lay there and feel sorry for myself, or I could choose to set the example of so many other amazing warriors that had set before me. I would author a sign I would place on the hospital door on a bright orange piece of paper that would say, "Attention to all who enter here. If you're coming in this room with sorrow to feel sorry for my wounds, don't bother. The wounds I received, I got in a job that I love, doing it for people I love, defending the freedom of a country I deeply love. I will overcome. If you are not prepared for that, go elsewhere." That sign took on a life of its own, going viral across the media and earning me an invitation to the White House to meet President Bush. A lot of people want to make a big deal about it, but I know what it represents. It represents the spirit of the United States Navy and its warriors. It represents all of you. What will your sign on the door say? So we have come full circle, 250 years on this journey from the Revolutionary War to today. Amazing sailors who chose to sacrifice for the future of our great nation. Choice and sacrifice. This final message is to our current sailors. All of you are amazing Americans who chose to serve, willing to sacrifice everything so that our fellow Americans can have life, liberty, and pursue happiness. And while we all pray for peace, those of us who have been to war pray the most. I also recognize we must prepare for war. I applaud the Secretary of War for his renewed focus on lethality and a mindset of war. All of you here are warriors. It is our job to be ready to take the fight to our nation's enemies. We must always be ready, mentally, physically, and emotionally. We must be lethal because what is at stake is our very freedom. China, North Korea, Russia, and so many others would love to deprive us of our freedoms. And understand this, freedom is a gift. It must be nurtured, preserved, protected, and in the darkest times, it must be fought for. All of you here are the front line of American freedom. You are the titans of the sea. So from John Paul Jones to the Bin Laden raid, the U.S. Navy has been instrumental in fighting and leading America's wars. All of us here today, we stand on the shoulders of giants. And those giants willingly picked up the flame of American freedom and carried it with them all around the world. And unfortunately, some of them did not come home. The U.S. Navy has laid many warriors upon the altar of freedom. Over my military career, I lost too many friends, including my best friend, Commander Bobby Ramirez. All of them are now part of the eternal flame of American freedom. It is up to all of us to ensure that flame never burns out. For 250 years, the torch of American freedom has burned. It's been carried by sailors from all walks of life, all races, all colors, and it has been seen all around the world. Warriors have carried it with them crossing the beaches of Normandy, on Iwo Jima, Korea, and in the jungles of Vietnam. It has been held high in Grenada, Panama, Bosnia, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, and across Western Africa. When a hero falls and their flame is extinguished, every American's torch back home burns just a little brighter. Every American citizen of the United States is entrusted with a small part of this flame. Most Americans feed their flame and ensure it burns brightly for all to see. Other Americans, they take their freedom for granted, attacking the very ideals that built our nation, and they allow their flames to burn out. Thankfully, there are those of us who wear the uniform, who are entrusted with an oath and presented at the start of our naval careers with a part of the flame to keep the torch of American freedom always burning. 17 years ago, I lay on the battlefield in Iraq, pouring my blood into the soil. And I looked up, and I saw that dark angel standing over me. And he said it was time to go. and I thought he was right. But then I realized I wasn't finished. I had a torch of American freedom to preserve and forever keep burning. So I got up, I walked 75 yards to that medevac helicopter, and I came home. And I vowed once again that I would never allow that flame to burn out while I still hold breath. Today, I pass my torch of freedom onto all of you. You are the future of the United States Navy. Our nation needs you to train hard. We need you to be lethal. We need you to be ready. The Secretary of War has called upon you. My only question is, will you carry this flame of freedom forward as the foundation for the next 250 years? God bless the United States Navy. God bless the United States of America. And go Navy, beat Army!